Hey, this is Mitch Smith, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard, man. Tap in.
My legs made for a money run. I can't chase them. In the tap cone, we don't gotta spit it, bro.
All right, we got Mitch Smith on the porch with us today.
Yes, sir, man. Really appreciate you having me here, man. What y'all got put together here, man, is amazing, man. So definitely just appreciate you inviting me and letting me tell my story, man.
Man, that's love. We appreciate you being here nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does it feel to be off the porch nonetheless, but in Atlanta?
Man, it feels amazing, man. I actually come to Atlanta at least 4 or 5 times a year. I do a lot of business out here. Got some Airbnbs out here.
Okay.
I'm always here in and out. So when I found a podcast and I seen what y'all was doing, I said, let me tap in and see what's going on, man. So I love Atlanta, man. It's almost like our second house, man, for real, a second home, for real.
For sure.
Yeah.
What's some of the things you tap into while you out here and get into?
So we literally, right before this interview, man, we was at Fulton County Jail. I was in there giving them some real estate games, some life gems, a lot to the kids that was 18 and under. A lot of the inmates, man, confused and trying to figure out. My whole thing was trying to prevent them from coming back in there. So I tapped into the Fulton County jails. We just came from an all brown affair. It was an entrepreneur event. I'm not sure if y'all heard of Social Proof Podcast or whatever. So they big in Atlanta as well. Got a lot of friends in the entrepreneur space out here. Do a lot of business with. So, and I actually got some relatives out here as well. I'm born and raised in Philly. Got some aunts, some cousins who live all throughout Vinings. Vinings, I don't know how to say it. Yeah, Vinings. So yeah, man, I'm kind of, again, it's like my second home. Actually thinking about buying a condo out here, man, because I be here so much instead of spending all my money on hotels.
Like that,
yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
For sure, man. So
that's
yeah,
real.
Man. Yep.
So how does that leave your spirit knowing that you can go back, making it and escaping it out of poverty and giving back, the game that you learned back to the kids down here in Fulton County jail system?
It's amazing, man, because I identify so much with a lot of them, man. Especially today, man, it brought me back so many memories. Just like many people who probably even came on this podcast, man, we all kind of grew up in poverty, and our goal was to make it out, play ball, either football, basketball, rap, trap, and outside of that, you consider it a failure if that don't happen to you. That's all we know. It's all our environment tells us in the inner cities. So my escape was college, bro, college. And, a lot of people got different views on college, and I do as well. I don't think college is the answer for everybody, but it was the answer for me because it escaped me out of my reality in Philly. I went to Virginia State, which is a HBCU, and in Philly, right? I got arrested a couple of times, and I already knew if I stayed in that environment, it would have been a wrap for me, for sure. Either in jail, multiple kids, multiple women. That whole cycle, again, man, it goes on all around the cities and in every state. Ain't no state worse than no other state. It's all the same stuff going on. And when I went to college, man, I seen different things, man. So again, I was born and raised in Philly, and all I used to see was row houses and things. So when I started saying a single family house, I never seen that before until I went to college. I never seen a mom and a dad living in the same house. That was all new to me, and I was like, hold up, I kind of like this. And when I went to college, bro, I never went back to Philly. So even though I graduated with $80,000 in student loan debt, which is the reason I don't like college, at the same time, it saved my life because it got me around different people, be on the same path. We trying to just, be positive, like-minded people and go get a job. That's what, I wanted to make $40,000 a year. That was the goal when I was in college. If I can make $40,000 a year, I'm gonna be lit. I'm gonna get my wife. I'm gonna be good. And then you start making that $40,000 a year. Like, yo, I'm broker than I was in the hood. You feel me? So that's when the transition to discovering real estate came upon. So I would say a year after working in the cubicle, I was like, bro, I cannot do this for 20, 30, 40 years. And I discovered real estate. Now, granted, I ain't have no money, and I always thought you needed money to get into real estate. So it was preventing me from making certain moves. Then I got on YouTube University, bro. I came across somebody named Mark Whitten in Baltimore. And he changed my life. He had tattoos, looked like me, talked like me, and he was making like $40,000, $50,000 a month, talking about you can get into real estate using no cash or credit. So I said, hold up, man. I tapped into it, and it took some time, took a good, 2-3 years. I got my first $10,000 check on a property I never owned. I didn't get my credit checked. I ain't even have good credit. I ain't had no bread. And after that, it was up. It was up for me. And the crazy part is I still have a 9-to-5 full time. I made 1.2 million last year in real estate and still managed to keep my 9-to-5. But, you know, full transparency, I do work from home now, 100% from home, so it allows me to do both. So, bro, people look at jobs, they look at college, even being married. Like that's all looked down upon these days, but you still can go those routes and still manage to, you know, live the life you always wanted, man.
So first things first.
Yeah.
You went down the rabbit hole of YouTube University, right?
Yeah, hours.
So you said you tapped into it yourself. So what was the first thing you did, you know what I'm saying, so you can reciprocate the information you had learned?
All right, so I tried to message the guy I was telling you about, Mark Whitten, on Facebook, but of course, like, I got ignored.
Yeah.
I got ignored, so I said, all right, man, I got to figure this out on my own. And what happened was I got into a real estate deal just trying to just figure it out on my own and lost money because I was doing it wrong. Mentorship, bro, so important. I don't think people fully understand how important hiring a coach or a mentor when you're trying to learn something shortens your learning curve and makes you get to your end goal so much faster, bro. Granted, 2011, after I lost that money, I said, y'all need a mentor. I hired a mentor in my area, paid $5,000 that I didn't have, swiped it on a credit card, maxed that was my entire credit card balance was $5K, swiped it. Hired a mentor, then I started learning more and more into the network. When you get inside of a mentorship and the other people in that community, you start thinking, like you start, you know, connecting the dots. And that's what really was the game changer for me right there, the mentorship. Because now the mistakes I would usually make if I tried to learn on my own, I had somebody helping me and guiding me to get to that end goal. And then from there, that's when I was like, all right, the pieces started falling together. Mind you, man, at the time, bro, I was starting with nothing, bro. I had, again, $80K in student loan debt, credit card debt, car payment, rent, that whole rat race. You get your check every 2 weeks. My check was $1,100. I still remember every 2 weeks my check was $1,100. After rent, groceries, and all the other bills, I had like $50 to my name. I just gave them 40 hours of my time, but I only got $50 left after. And I was going in this cycle like, bro, I need more. So that's what made me discover real estate. And now I was able to get some wiggle room, pay off some debt. Now I'm actually buy properties that pay me every single month. And what made me want to come on this podcast, because there's a lot of people y'all interview who they getting some money. Some people they trying to get to the money. When you do start getting some money, you want to make sure you protect that money and you put that in properties or assets that's going to pay you forever. So there, because you know, that rapping career is this short, bro. You know, you got a 2-3 year span where you on fire. And then stuff gonna start going down. I actually was just watching a Lil Jeezy interview on the Breakfast Club, and how he said after his album The Recession came out, he was at the top of his game, he started seeing stuff go like this. So he connected with some people, his realtor and stuff, started buying his properties in Atlanta. You know, now he owns like 6,000 properties in Atlanta. I don't know if you knew that. So now if he don't wanna rap and if his career go like this, he still could eat, his family still could eat, he could live a great life. And that's what I want to tell everybody here. And look, he ain't go to college. I don't even know if he graduated high school. And he ain't no different than me, you, nobody. We all got to get those assets that's going to pay us every month and appreciate and value. So when we have those tough times, man, we ain't scrambling. We don't got to do something illegal to go get some money. It's so important, man, for our community for sure to get into real estate, man.
So what's the first thing somebody should do if they got fucked up credit,
Yep.
no money,
Yep.
and they want to tap into real estate?
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked that. So they got nothing. They starting with nothing.
Ground zero.
This is what you do. They call it driving $4, which means you drive around your neighborhood and you look for properties that look like they need work. They look like they abandoned, they boarded up, and we all got those properties. We live in those neighborhoods right now. We might see, you know, properties that just look like it need a lot of work. If you look at the mailbox and the mailbox is full, that means nobody living there. However, the mail's still getting delivered. You're looking at people grass in their lawn, it hasn't been cut in months. That's a vacant property. What we got to do now is identify who owns that property. And let's say you the owner of that property. I'm driving around my neighborhood. I'm seeing all these bandos, and I see a property. I take down the property address. I look up on the county records who owns this property, and let's say it's you. So I'm gonna contact you, Mr. Seller. I'm gonna say, Are you interested in a cash offer for your property? I see it's been sitting there for years. It looked like it's not being taken care of. Mind you, they got to pay property taxes every month. It's costing them money to have this property, so they'll be willing to accept a discount for that house. Now, let's say if you say yes, let's say we agreed $50K for the property, but it's worth $300 after it's fixed up. It's not fixed up, it needs work. So me and you agree $50,000 that I'm gonna pay you $50. All we got is a contract. I'm not coming out my pocket, no credit, no nothing. So then what I'm gonna do now is go find a real estate developer, a real estate investor who's gonna buy that property from me, right? Let's say for $100K. So remember, me and you agreed to 50, I'm gonna sell it to 100. He's gonna pay me 100 because it's worth 300 after he fixed it up with his money. So he's going to fund the entire deal. 50 go to you, the seller, you move on with your life, you get rid of the property. 50 go to me, I'm building my capital. My credit was never checked. I didn't have to go to a bank to get approved for a loan. Mind you, everything is done through a licensed title company or a licensed real estate attorney. In the state of Georgia, y'all gotta use real estate attorneys. They're the ones who do all the back end paperwork and all that. All we need is those contracts. One contract with the seller, one contract with the buyer. We sending them to the title company. They're gonna do everything. They're going to write up the HUD, which is the documentation, like a receipt for real estate saying who paid what, who get paid what, taxes, water bills. And we're going to either get a wire or a check made out to us. And we build that relationship with that cash buyer. We keep selling them more and more deals. And then the end goal is to now you become the buyer now. You done built up some capital. Let's go ahead and buy the properties ourselves now. Because this is the thing, I was telling the cats in the Fulton County jail, y'all all living in these neighborhoods, y'all in y'all bandos, y'all probably trapping in these bandos. It's gonna take another person outside of y'all state come buy up all these bandos, fix them up, sell them for crazy price, and y'all gonna be forced out of y'all communities because the property taxes is now too high, the values of the properties, y'all can't afford to live there no more. We was just driving past, me and my wife, I seen townhouses smack in the hood. It said starting at 700,000 and up. And I said, damn, they was brand new. It was smack in the hood. How did I know it was good? Because it was bandos right across the street. It was homeless people laying like 700K and they cashing out. And we walking past these properties every day, day in, day out, and we just, they ain't even paying it no mind, not even thinking about that. We are capable of taking control of these properties and getting paid off of it.
So how do you find the buyers too? You know what I'm saying?
A lot of ways, bro. A lot of ways. So the easiest way in a free way, Facebook Marketplace. So let's just say we find a property. It needs a lot of work. We get pictures of the property. After we get pictures of the property, we determine how much we want to sell it for. We list it on Facebook Marketplace. And on Facebook Marketplace, it's a marketplace where people go to find, they don't just buy houses up there, you can sell furniture, whatever you want. And after you post the deal, you're gonna get a bunch of DMs, a lot of cash buyers. I'm interested, can I go see it? That's one way. Craigslist, it's definitely some paid ways as well, but I like to give out the free game because a lot of people starting with nothing, but that's the easiest part. Real estate is a hot commodity. Everybody want real estate. Think about it, bro. If I could find something that's worth $300,000 and all they gotta pay is $50, it's a deal all day. They gonna do that. I buy deals from, they call wholesalers, real estate wholesalers, what I'm explaining. So, I still real estate wholesale, but I fix and flip too. So they be selling me the deals now. And sometimes they partner with me. So instead of me paying them, they will partner with me. I'll bring all the funding, they bring the deal. I fix and flip the house. I cash them out at the end, and they learn throughout the experience. Everybody wins, bro. But the biggest thing to take away from here is you don't need no cash, no credit. You don't have to have a degree, no real estate license. You don't even have to have a high school education, bro.
You just gotta have the ability to find a resource.
Just go get it, bro. And it's definitely some details in there, but what I'm saying is everybody can do it, and I want everybody to understand that you don't only gotta just. Rapping is not the only way to make money without having all these credentials and licenses and degrees. There's so much money out here. Not even just real estate, bro. The times we live in now, just this podcast alone, bro, this is amazing. You don't need a degree to do this, right? You gotta have drive, will, motivation to get up and just go get it. But again, the crucial part is when the stuff died down and the podcast not popping no more, you still got that rental income coming in from that real estate every month, taking care of the bills, making sure everything is still good so you're not scrambling or forced to do something that's gonna put you in jail, man.
That's real shit.
Yes, sir.
So talk about being able to pay off that 80K student loan debt. What
Man,
was that feeling like?
so this is the thing, man, and I had my ups and downs. So when I started getting some real estate money, like from anybody in the hood, what we gonna do when we get some money? We wanna show everybody that we getting money. We gonna go buy. At the time, I was buying all the True Religion jeans. I was coming down here a lot, going to Lenox Mall, Fendi belts, Gucci belts, just buying clothes and tricking off my money, doing a lot of dumb shit, not buying assets. That's like the first 2 years, because I'd never seen a $10,000 check in my life at one time, legally, hell nah. So when I got that, I did all the things that I always wanted to do. I bought clothes, I bought a bunch of shit that don't mean nothing, that don't matter, it's not gonna bring me back no more money. And I thought the money was never gonna stop. And it started slowing up. The real estate wholesaling part is what I'm talking about. It started slowing up. Again, I wasn't buying no assets. So I had to pivot. And I started working. But what I was doing is paying off my debt. I was buying clothes and dumb shit, but I was paying off debt, lowering my expenses. So I started getting better credit. So that's when I got into fixing and flipping, because when you get into fixing and flipping, you gotta have somewhat good credit, like a 680, nothing crazy, a 680 credit score. And I took out something called a hard money loan. So it's something called hard money lenders. They lend to real estate investors to do fix and flips. They don't care really much about your credit, a little bit, but it's specifically to buy houses, fix them up, and rent. They like 12-month loans, high interest 12-month loans. And those checks, which has allowed me to pay off a lot of that student loan debt. Because them checks coming in 50K, 60K, 70K flips. So now when you get in that chunk of money, you get smart. As you get older, you're like, yo, you know what? Like, I ain't gonna make this mistake again. I gotta start paying off some of this debt. Because that debt kill people, bro. People be making a whole lot of money, but their expenses match that money, and they ain't getting nowhere. It's the key, you gotta keep them expenses down and keep building the income slowly, right? Because one rental property ain't gonna save your life, right? It might cash flow you $500 net every month. And I mean, they ain't gonna change nobody's life, but you start getting 4 a year, 2 a year for some people. And then you look up 5 years later, you're like, damn, I got 20K in passive income coming in. Shit, I ain't gotta work no more. I can go on vacation for a month with my wife, my girl, whoever you with. It allows you to get that financial freedom and that stability, bro. And it ain't nothing like it. No matter if Twitter shut down, if Instagram shut down, social media, because a lot of people making a lot of money online now. But granted, they got the power. They can just take away your Instagram because you said something offensive about, like with Kanye, right? He said something about the Jews. They snatched everything from him because he don't have no real ownership in nothing. He don't own nothing. But when you own it and you control your destiny and you own these properties, it don't gotta just be properties, but I'm speaking on real estate. They can't take nothing away from you. You own it. Ownership literally is everything. When you got somebody controlling your paycheck or controlling the platforms in which you doing things, with a snap of a finger, bro, your income can go down drastically because, again, you're not in control. They are great, Instagram, YouTube, all this stuff is great, is great ways to make money platforms. But so my wife, she's a YouTube expert, and then they just changed a couple things in the algorithm, and you can't search by key terms and stuff, and that affects people's income. Little things, little laws and regulations, it affects who you could target, who could see you, how many times they showing you to your audience, and that affects your income. So the real estate is always like for me, the vehicle that no matter what happens, we good. And I don't gotta be on camera, right? We all wanna be seen, show our jewelry, or show that we get money, cars, this and the third, but you gotta keep up with that lifestyle. You feel me? Once you show people you getting money and you driving in a Wraith and all this, the minute you have the minute you take a L or you have a down year and you gotta maybe sell that Wraith, sell those chains, now people looking at you like a failure. I like quiet money, bro. I really do like the quiet money. That's where it's at, man. Like, just knowing that everything else is a cherry on top. Social media money is a cherry on top of what's really going on in the back end. So all to the rappers and the content creators, the podcasters, make sure y'all taking that money, buying some assets, because we all going to turn 40, 50 fast. I remember I just was in my early 20s, never thought I would be 35, turn 35 like this. When you think about COVID, that shit happened in 2020. It's about to be 2023. That shit flew. That shit flew in 3 years. It comes fast, man. I be telling people, young cats all the time, bro, you're gonna turn 30 fast. And 40 is not far behind either. And you know, even for females, man, your body ain't gonna get you but so far. Run it up though. While you young, run it up. However, that's going to come to a stop. This is a young man. Social media is a young person's game for real. The young cats, they run social media. They the ones who gonna run. So run it up while you can. You 25, 30, once 35, 40, 30, and that type of income, it's gonna slow down. So you better be prepared for sure.
Real spill. Talk about the first time you touched the M.
My first $1 million year was last year. My first $1 million year was last year. 2020 we did like eight something. So we ain't quite hit the M, but last year was my first $1 million year. I thought I was gonna feel like feel the same. Like it's just a number.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go get 5 now. Let's go do a $5 million year. But it meant something to be proud about. Man, the feeling lasted like an hour, bro. Ain't no different than somebody trying to get their first 10,000. You reach that 10,000, ain't nothing really gonna change, bro. Except you're gonna pay more in taxes. That's it. 100K, million, I think all of it the same. At this point, it comes more of it's gonna come a point where, all right, what's next, right? Because we kind of good financially. Now what's next? And that's when I started, going on this whole podcast thing, because it's impact. Because now I got some bread now. Everybody else got to eat too, you feel me? So I like teaching this type of stuff to people who coming from, humble beginnings and their circumstances ain't the best and they think they got to go do something illegal or think they gonna be the next future Drake baby. And that's the thing, man. I be telling cats, that shit was like trying to go to the NFL, the NBA, bro. Your chances are slim. You might be scorching hot in your neighborhood, your 3 homeboys letting you know you that nigga, this, that, and the third, but bro, you making it to that level, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be negative, but those chances are super duper slim. All these people who signed this Porch, I'm sure probably was 90% probably artists, rappers. And you think all these people about to make it, bro? Hell nah. Probably 2 people on this whole platform gonna make it to the level where they gonna be good for life. That's it. The rest of them, they got to figure it out. Because again, when you turn 30, 35 and you still rapping and you trying to still get to a level, you better pivot fast. And in my opinion, man, you better have some type of a plan B. You better have a fallback plan, something. Because if rapping I know a lot of people, they go all in on rapping. But again, bro, it's a young person's game. You reach 30. If you 30 right now and you just starting to rap, I'm gonna be real with you. It ain't your chance.
Crushing a lot of niggas' dreams right now, yo.
Yeah, but somebody got to be real too. You feel me? It's a young person's game, bro. People be out the game like this. Again, man, you turn 30, 35 fast, and if you ain't already bringing in some income that you could, sustain a life, man, your chances late 20s is kind of late. It's like the NFL. 30 years old, the NFL you consider old. They be trying to get you, replace you fast, get you out of here. 30 is young as hell, but that's a young person's game. Basketball too. You got some cats like everybody. LeBron is an exception. Yeah. Jay-Z is an exception. Those people, that's not reality. You know what I mean? That was picking by God. You're going to be this person of this generation. But again, all these people here, you better have a fallback plan, bro. And again, I'm not saying you gotta go to college, but I think real estate is one of the vehicles everybody who signed on this stage can tap into and potentially, change their life if the rapping shit don't work out. That's all I'm saying.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what's some of your goals with your platform and your podcast? And where can we listen and tune in at?
So man, I got a couple things. So first and foremost, I'm most active on Instagram. I mean, I give out so much game on Instagram. I do a lot of live webinars for free, bro, for free. It's just like I just did one on Wednesday, 2-3 hours, teaching people exactly what I'm explaining to you, but of course in more greater detail, showing them the websites to go to. I got mentorships and stuff like that, but to be all the way real, I don't like just making people pay for information from me unless I think they mentally ready, because I think back to when I paid that $5K it took me a long time to get to that point, to pay somebody $5,000 to learn something. It's like, hell nah. Like, for most people, bro, that's a lot of bread. But after I kept taking L after L and living in that rat race, I'm like, man, something gotta give. And then after I did that, it completely changed my entire life because, again, it put me in a different environment and it cut my learning curve tremendously. So for people, just start YouTube. First of all, you can start with YouTube. YouTube is free. Now, with YouTube, you're going to hear a bunch of different things from a bunch of different people. Some people capping, some people really do this shit. But just getting your mind ready for it and then tapping into my free web classes, just coming and tapping like, oh shit, like I could see how this could work for me. And then ultimately, man, when you're ready, man, we can take it to the next level where you pay for my mentorship and we really take you to the next level. But mentorship is so important, bro. That's going to be the next level. That's going to get you from just thinking about it, just kind of just envisioning your life to, all right, now putting a plan into action to actually get into the next level. It's a mentorship, bro. Even if you're trying to start a podcast, bro, and you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what cameras to buy, right? I'm sure y'all had to go through this when y'all first started. Y'all like, damn, bro, the sound crazy, this, that, and the third. You had to learn some things. I'm not sure if y'all got all mentorship don't got a cost either, right? Your OG probably had a successful podcast and he helping you get to what you're trying to get to quicker, man. So important. Yeah. So mentorship, bro. Mentorship in your environment, man. And I was telling the cats in the jail today, hopefully none of y'all got to come back to this shit, man. Yeah, some of y'all might got to cut off y'all day ones, right? Your day ones be the ones, they be the ones that'll have your ass stuck. You know what I mean? 5 years old, I know that's your day one. Y'all did this. Y'all was in the sandbox together, all that. But man, a lot of y'all gonna come out of here. Y'all gonna go back to the same shit y'all did that got y'all in here. And I'm telling y'all now, y'all want to open your eyes and start looking at different things, different people. Some people might not be rapping. They might look like squares or lames to y'all, but they be the ones running shit. Now, I gave an example of Barack Obama in the jail today. I was like, you think in 8th grade, people used to fuck with Barack Obama? They probably used to clown him, right? He probably was studying every day. He was a nerd. And then look, he became the president. And now everybody in this jail, he got the capability of potentially freeing y'all. He the one in charge now, but y'all was clowning him. Environment different. If you keep being around these same people, you're gonna keep doing the same exact shit. It's never gonna stop, never gonna stop. Cutting, man, some of the cats in there, they daddy was in jail. I was like, bro, y'all only gonna do what y'all parents did. And some of y'all parents, I'm sorry to tell y'all, but they wasn't shit, bro. Like they wasn't shit, you feel me? Man, and it's hard though, because I mean, when you was born into something and that's all you know, you look outside, everybody doing that is extremely hard to know where to go, just having direction. But the day and age we live in now, we got access to information like no other, man. Even with social media, YouTube, you just gotta know what to look at, what to research, and that's important, man. But just tapping in, and hopefully it tap into me, man. Follow me, bro. DM me. You could DM me the word off the porch, just so I can know where you came from, and I can send you a couple of resources so you can get started, man. But yeah, for sure, bro. Love real estate, man.
Real
yes,
sir. Mick Smith, you got any last words and shout outs?
Nah, man. What I'm gonna tell everybody here is, I know y'all think that y'all can't change y'all circumstances, but understand that the enemy is usually the inner me, man. The devil is inside you, bro. And you control your own destiny, change your environment, get around some people that's doing or living a life that you want to live to. And that's it, man. That's all I got, bro.
Real spill. Mick
Yes,
Smith, we appreciate having you on the porch with us today, gang.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it.
For sure.
Yep.
My legs made for a money run. I can't chase shit. When the tap come, we don't gotta split it, bro.